Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. Thank you for taking the time to check out and join this webinar. I really appreciate it. I want to introduce myself. My name is Tylen Miller. I am the CEO and founder of Otaku Financial Management LLC, and I'm finally proud to presenting my company to the public today, and to be presenting with one of our partners that we have. This video today is a short video just to explain what my company is, how we plan to serve the community, um, our goals and passions, my goals and passions, why I started this company, and just the vision. So once again, I thank you for coming to this short video. Really, a lot of amazing things going on in today's world and today. So just to start off with myself, my name is Tylen Miller. I am 26 years old. Today is actually my birthday. I wanted to release this on my birthday. This is my baby. I've been working on this company for about since May, actually. And to give a little bit of background about myself, I am from Watts, California, born and raised in Los Angeles, specifically in Inglewood. Lived in the Los Angeles residence my whole life. I went to Gompers, I went to Bret Hart, I went to Gardena High. My mom works for the major bus systems, so I consider myself pretty much an LA native. I skateboard, I go around everywhere. I love LA. Very wonderful city, very wonderful place. Um, Everybody loves us. Grew up in a low income neighborhood housing, raised by a single mother. Things are not easy for everybody. One thing that my mom kind of lacked on was no credit education or financial literacy. There actually is none wherever we go. Schools, right? People who are in colleges, people don't really know about credit education at all. So I started this company with the main goal of I wanted to see how I could change the way that people see and understand credit. A lot of people only know the traditional routes of building credit, whether that is going to pull out a loan or getting a house or getting a car, right? Doing things that they see as debt that they don't understand can be very beneficial to you. Credit today is affecting us consumers more than ever. A lot of factors go into your credit score, or a lot of your credit score factors a lot of things into your lives, whether that is you wanting to get a home, you wanting to get a car, you wanting to start a business, you wanting to get new teeth, right? You wanting to pay for surgery, student loans, whatever the case may be. Having a good credit score is very beneficial. Understanding your credit score, understanding how to maintain your credit score, understanding the basic rules, the three big agencies that collect this data and give you a credit score, how the algorithm works, and just other ways and methods, resources to help you have a better credit score so you can have a better financial life. Everybody wants a better financial life, especially what's going on with COVID right now. We're going on our second year, or a little bit over our second year, if I'm correct, which is really, really, really crazy. So last year, I've been in the credit space for about 16, 2016. It's been a couple years. And I was kind of like everybody else. I've actually only had one late payment on my credit report. I'm very good when it comes to credit, but I still didn't know um, the ins and outs in credit. I was one of those people that thought just because I had a 680 with no credit card that I could get approved for this and that, and I didn't know about there being 28 different versions of a FICO score. Um, you know, FICO score versus Vantage score, The minimum requirements that most lenders are looking for are 700 and above. They're looking that you have primaries and not authorized users. They're looking at a grip of things that us, the average consumer, are not thinking about. So without us having that knowledge, or without us having, the information to think like a lender or know what they're looking for, when we go out and apply for things, we're shocked because we hear this different credit score, that may be our Vantage score, and we thought it was our FICO score. We didn't even know there was a FICO score, and we're wondering why this company is getting all these other scores and all these other numbers, and we don't understand how it factors. Or you may have been a victim of identity theft or synthetic fraud, and things are on your credit report, and because you're not monitoring your credit report or your identity, people are using your name, your alias, your information as fraud, which is really bad. And you don't find out until years later, or when you go apply for something, which is really, really bad. So my goal was, how could I get this information out to the general public without them being scared, without them having to say, oh no, this is not important right now, and understand the significance of just understanding the basics to credit. And now we live in a new day and age where we have all these wonderful fintech companies, all these companies that people don't know about, who are advocates like me, who want to help you build credit and be able to live a financial lifestyle that you want, be able to start a business or get a loan or get a home, or be able to, invest in real estate, to start, doing rental properties or whatever the case may be. The possibilities are endless. And I want to better serve my community and let people know about these resources. A lot of people don't know that you can build, grow, or fix your credit simply by paying your rent, or simply by paying your light bill, your gas bill, your water bill, your phone bill, things that you have been using every day for 2 years or more at that can go on your credit report and help you build a healthy credit profile, or give you that history. So when you go to apply for a home, they see that you have rental history. They see that you've paid utilities. They see that you are a responsible adult, a responsible consumer, and can give you the loan that you are looking for. Sometimes you may even get more than you requested, or more that you thought you can get, because of how your credit profile looks to the lender, which is really, really well. So our first step into better serving our community is that we've partnered with the LA South Chamber of Commerce, which serves 250 small businesses from Watts, California to South Bay, California, which is really, really well. Very proud to be a part of that team. Shout out to Dexter. We'll be working on some things later. I really wanted to better serve my community. At least I thought it was good from a business standpoint, instead of just presenting myself as some other company that is doing all these other things. I want to serve my community first. I think that's best, and serve other communities around me before I really start going global or public, or whatever the case may be. We've also acquired about 25 partnerships now with fintech companies that are helping consumers build credit in the ways that I stated previously, whether that is paying your rent, or paying your water bill, your gas bill, your Wi-Fi bill, Amazon bill, Disney Plus, Hulu subscription, whatever the case may be. We are working with these companies. We have acquired partnerships to be able to work with them and educate the community and other communities about the wonderful products and services that they have. Some of these partners will be having fundraisers, which is really, really exciting. So I'm really happy to be working with these companies and these other organizations. It's just really, really great. Is there anything else I'm missing? So talking about me, talking about the company, our goals. I don't want this video to be too long. This is kind of just a short introduction. One thing that we're also doing is, because we're part of the LA South Chamber, we are able to basically serve our community a little better. So what we will be introducing soon are programs and fundraisers for the following cities. It will be Watts, Compton, Inglewood, Long Beach, Gardena, and the Southern California, Los Angeles area. If your city was not mentioned, soon we will have other fundraisers coming. Those are just the first surrounding cities that we would like to impact and start sharing these resources and start educating the public and things like that. So we're very happy to be working on that in the following upcoming weeks. But without further ado, I would like to introduce one of my partners that's in here. We have been working together for a couple of months now. Actually, we actually met on a random Facebook post, which is actually really funny. I was doing my thing, being a workaholic, doing research on companies that can kind of better serve the community and things like that. She had a random comment, and I said, instead of being closed minded, let me see what this lady's talking about because I never heard of this company and it's in the same city and state that I am. So I followed up, we connected, and turns out she is a veteran in what she does. And she is an otaku for rent reporting. She's been doing this for a while. So without further ado, I'm happy to introduce Miss Elizabeth from BoomPay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Liz. You can call me Liz more than Elizabeth, and I'm really happy to be here and talk a little bit more about what we do here at Boom. And just again, to go off what Tylen is saying, just better serve the community. For us here at Boom, that's the rental space. So I'm going to get into a little bit of that. Did you want me to go ahead and jump into?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
everybody.
perfect. And
This is very good information right here. This is one of my favorite partners. I'm really happy to be once again really happy to be working with you guys. There are a lot of people doing what you do, but obviously there are levels to how a business operates and how far they go to better serve their community or whatever their goals may be. So once again, I want to say thank you to you and Rob for allowing this partnership to happen and the things that comes from here on out.
awesome. No, we're really excited to partner with you. I'm going to go ahead and get all of this up and running. Just a little quick introduction to me. What Tylen was saying is really my background is in credit education, financial education, and I've been working in the rental space for about 7 years now, specifically around this rental trade line. I've helped advise at a lot of different companies in this space, help writing their blogs, helping get their operations running. Most recently, I was at a company called Rent Reporters, and now I'm here at Boom helping bring this service to light. So, a little bit about what we've done in our partnership is, and what we're going to talk about today is what is rent reporting and why you should do it if you are a renter. I'm going to get into the two products we have here and a little bit more about our rental verification process and how we differ from some of the other companies in this space. So, with rent reporting, it's one of the most powerful trade lines you can add to your credit report if you're a renter today. And the reason this is because the type of unique trade line that a rental trade line is. So, some of the points that are important here is any rental trade line is able to add up to 24 months of payment history to report. It's very rare that you're going to come across a credit line that's going to be able to backdate those months of payments for you. And one thing that you're going to get from Thailand Services is learning a little bit more about the algorithm behind a credit score. And there really is five top main factors. And this is one of the biggest factors right here is your payment history. And so, right off the bat, you can get up to 2 years of history added to your report. And this is one of the biggest factors that go into the algorithm for a single line. The other thing that's unique about a rental trade line is although we can only report back up to 24 months of rental payment history, your lease start date is the date that the trade line is open, helping to improve your average credit age. And the reason I say it should help improve your average credit age is, here what we're seeing is renters on average are staying at their location anywhere from 7 to 10 years. So, on the lower end of that, if you've been there for 7 years, that's an instantaneous 7 year trade line with 24 months added onto on time payments. And this is what is the most unique thing about a rental trade line is it falls into the other category, and that's going to help diversify your credit profile. But the most important thing is a rental trade line does not carry a debt from month to month. And we get this question a lot is, well, if I add my rent to my credit report, am I going to be negatively impacted because now it's going to show I owe a lot of money? And no, a rental trade line will not impact your debt to income ratio or your utilization ratio because this debt is not carried month to month, which is another big thing. It does not matter how much your rent payment is, whether it's 500, 3,000 or more, depending on where you live. That is not necessarily as big of a factor as how many on time payments you have made. And it also just now allows creditors to look at your profile without just looking at that those three digits which make your score. They can see outside of the debt that I've collected, how have I been able to manage my finances for the things that can be important, like your rent. Um, and I know probably one of the biggest questions you have is, well, what kind of impact is it going to make to my score if I add it? And you know what? It's so hard. Credit scores are so unique. The algorithm is calculated every every week. It can get recalculated depending on
It
the
changes all the time. We never know.
exactly.
People ask me sometimes, and I'm like, man, this is just what we can best advise on what you have,
Mhm.
what's reporting if you have history or if you have debts, and we can kind of, a picture like this is really good to give you a scenario of how it can benefit you depending on what your credit profile looks like.
Absolutely. And, you know, if I had to give you one number is I would say about 30 to 40 points is what you can expect to get on your report, assuming that you're not in high balances, you're not credit shopping in that month. So, but again, this is going to depend on one, where you're currently at, what you're actively doing right now. So there is going to be some variation for people. So we don't make promises on how many points it can increase, but what you are seeing is now a positive trade line added to your report. And then there's the added bonus of it may help to increase your credit score. The most unique thing about this graph that you see here is right here. We have millions of people in the United States with no credit score. They're credit invisible, credit unscorable. They all kind of fall into that bucket. And what we see here is if you do fall into that bucket, you know, you've probably gone to a Target, whichever store it is, try to apply for a line of credit and then possibly denied. And that just means maybe your credit profile is too thin to be allotted credit. That's not necessary within a rental trade line and actually can help put you on the map to at least start getting some better financial opportunities, which is huge because at this point you've been denied, denied, denied. And now you're going to get an opportunity that's going to open some doors for you. And then after you establish that credit score, I'm sure you're going to work with Thailand and some great financial advisors to put you in making some great decisions about what you do next.
Yes, yes. On a side note, it's very good, guys. There are a lot of people don't realize a lot of people don't check their credit scores, right? A lot of us don't for whatever the reasons may be. And when that time comes and you do, I have a lot of people sometimes that think they have the worst credit report and they're in this situation where they have no credit score, they don't have enough information. And instead of going out to apply for that Target card or whatever card you want, it's best to build history, an easy, affordable, also a way we haven't talked about, no inquiry with this rent reporting trade line, which will help you get in the system, the algorithm. So when you do apply for whatever lender, you now have some type of history. Whereas if you apply somewhere else, you have none whatsoever, which is not good. Not having credit just because you don't have debt is equally as bad as having debt in some lenders' eyes.
Absolutely. And then that's everything about a rental trade line. Last note I'm going to say is if you are a renter, it really is risk free for you. If you're unhappy after you do it, contact us. We'll give you a refund. The best thing you can do for yourself is apply. If it works out for you, you like the benefits you get from the rental trade line, great, let's keep it on. If not, contact us. We're happy to give you a refund, but it's great to just even have on your report. Rental trade lines are starting to be taken more seriously. Fannie Mae, a lot of these other companies are now starting to calculate this rental trade line more than just your FICO score if you wanted to buy a home. So a little bit
Definitely.
about Boom. Go ahead. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
I was gonna say definitely a lot of people also important note, your score is not the only thing that matters. Those numbers, right? You can have a 740 and still be denied for certain products, depending on how your credit profile looks. You may have too many authorized users. You may have not enough primary trade lines. This also is a primary in your name, which looks really, really good as well, right? So there's a lot of factor, guys, instead of just saying, hey, I have this high number, I'm going to get approved. And then when you go somewhere and get denied, and they may give you a hard inquiry, which kind of makes it even worse. You just apply for credit, you got denied, and now you have an inquiry showing you got denied when you apply to other lenders. It does not look good, guys. So you guys want to make sure you really do understand the 5 factors that make up the credit score. It's not just the credit score that gets you in the door.
Absolutely. And, more a little bit about Boom is we want to create products for renters. This is our mission right here. We want to make housing more flexible, affordable, and attainable for you guys. As you know, we are in a renters nation right now where it can feel impossible, the dream of buying a home potentially. That's not the same as it was X amount of years ago. Right now, we have about 110 million renters, and this number is quickly growing. The other thing I want to emphasize here is out of these renters, it's very cost burden. The cost, and you guys are most likely seeing these trends in data right now, is as the cost of rent is increasing, our payments are staying stagnant, and it feels almost like a punishment to be a renter. You are working, and right now, more than 60%, just recent data that came out, about 60% of the median income is dedicated to your rent payment. So if you get paid on a bi-monthly cycle, your first paycheck is not even enough to cover the cost of rent in most states. So right now it doesn't feel very rewarding to be a renter. And just in the e-commerce space, what we're starting to see is companies like Affirm, a PayPal, Pay in 4, where things are starting to get more flexible in because people are considering this burden of rent that people can't afford at any given time of the month to potentially drop $100 on, or however much money it's on. And so that's one of the rewarding benefits that we're going to talk about later with one of our products that we're about to release. And what this means for you guys is there's most likely late fees, overdrafts, potentially some evictions, and just some mental stress around making sure that we can make this rent payment on time. It's a burden. I'm a renter myself, and I can't tell you how stressful sometimes the management of your finances can be around rent, bills, life in general, emergencies.
Whew.
And it
Add a business owner on top of that, it makes it a lot of overwhelming pressure.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, And so that's where we come in. Some of the products, we have more products down the pipeline, but our main two products right now are Boom Report, which is our rent reporting feature, and then Boom Split, which I'm going to talk about. We're experimenting with our beta users right now, establishing our credentials with the bureaus for the Boom Split product. But you are currently welcome to join the wait list for that product in the app. And once you are approved, I'll kind of go into what that looks like in a bit. But right now, with these two products, we really are trying to make a financial hub for you guys by starting with some credit building tools, making it rewarding in that sense. If you are going to be there, let's help establish some credit, because credit is so important for your day to day
It's key, guys.
life.
It's key. It's getting more and more like it's always been important, but I really can't stress how much it's grown exponentially, especially in COVID, right? We have a lot of people who are starting new businesses, who need loans, who need startups, who need that's going on your credit. And if it's not going on yours, if you're lucky enough to have a cosigner, it's going on their credit. It's going on somebody's credit at the end of the day. And if you're smart and you may, get into business credit, that's a whole nother topic, but credit is still being involved. It is very, very important. If you're lucky enough to just have enough money to go blow and pay for it, shout out to you. I still wouldn't advise that, but still credit can have a lot of benefits. Don't just think of getting a home or a car. You can go to the dentist and get approved to get new teeth or braces for you or your kid or your family. You want to take a trip. There are a plethora of things, guys.
Absolutely. And I'm going to go in a little bit more depth into each of these products in a bit. And I alluded to earlier our Boom Split product. This is your affirm for rent. This is so important in the space. We talk about these numbers. Around 60% of your rent of your income is dedicated to rent. With Boom Pay and the Boom Split product specifically, what you're going to see is you would, if you're approved for Boom Split, we pay your rent on the first, and then it's split up into two payments. So you pay us half of it on the first, and then the second half of it 15 days later. So we welcome you to join the wait list. That's going to be the product that we're very excited about this upcoming year. So let me dive deep into a little bit more about Boom Report. So with Boom Report, it's this rental trade line that we discussed earlier. One thing that we do here at Boom, which can set us apart from other renters or other rent reporting companies in the space, is we do report to all three credit bureaus. And what we wanted to do is we are one of only two companies in the entire rent reporting space that is able to do this right now. And that is huge. Experian has been the hardest bureau, I think, to
Oh,
get on
I
board
want to
for a
I
lot of
want to give a
companies.
quick interruption real
Mhm.
quick, guys. When I say that I have looked far and wide for easy ways for you to report your rent, even if BoomPay was not my partner, that this would be the place and guide to go, guys. Seriously, this is very, very powerful.
And I think a part of what we value is we know that this is a general blanket statement is some renters fall into that low to moderate income. And so with that aspect is sometimes in other companies, the price for rent reporting can get so astronomical where somebody may not have anywhere from $100 to $60 to drop on the moment's notice, plus the additional subscription fees that come along with it. So one thing that we are really happy about is we are the most affordable rent reporting company in the space right now. And really quickly to go over it specifically is this is what you're going to see. You for $59, you can get 2 years, let's call it 60 to make it easy. Uh, for $60, you can get 2 years of your payment history reported and 1 year of ongoing payments. What that means
Wow.
is there's no subscription fees. You don't need to manage that into your monthly budget at any point. It's $60 up front. And the other thing that we do is we allow you to select one or both options. If you had to, for cost purposes in the beginning, I would recommend if you have to choose just one, report your history as soon as possible. Get that established on your report. And if you need to add over the $24 the following month, I strongly encourage you to do that. But you can choose one or both of these options. And then we do have a $10 enrollment fee just for the verification process. And for $59, that's not even what you would pay initially in any other company. And you're
$100 for sure, 110 maybe. I'm a testament. I've tried them all.
it can get very, very expensive. And, it was important for us to make a product affordable for the people that would benefit from it. That's the most important thing. I hear a lot like investing in your credit is the whole point of it, but you're scouting people for the money and it can get very, very expensive. So that's one of the things I really want to highlight here at Boom is that we do report to all three credit bureaus and it's very affordable. So I want to go into how easy it is to apply now. So what you can do is you can go right here to this link. You're going to enter in your email and you have options to choose from. You can either enroll. We do have an app that's going to keep you up to date. So you can download our app and sign up directly through there, or you can continue in the browser. And then after you do the browser version, if that's just more convenient for you, you can then download the app to stay up to date. We'll let you know when it's processing, and when we've completed your rental verification, we'll also let you see which addresses we've reported and the details of that information. And it'll let you know if you've joined the waitlist for Boom Split or if you have not. So it's a very easy 3-step process. So really quickly, I want to talk about the main thing that you need to do to qualify to be in Boom Report is you need to be a renter. That's most important.
That's all of us. That's a big category, guys. That's a big
Yes.
category.
If you own your home, you would be unfortunately unable to do that. I would take up that with maybe your mortgage company, but the loan officer that you worked with. But one thing I will say is, to this point, if you are a homeowner and you have children who live in your home, the average age now for people leaving their home is 29 years old. And that's just because it is so expensive to rent and then it feels impossible to buy. So people are now being forced to stay at home with their parents or whoever it may be that owns that home. What I would say is get a lease agreement, start it with your child, make them pay you rent in some form of digital payment, because we're going to get into our verification process. You can help your child or anybody who lives in your home start establishing history by reporting rent, even if they live with you and you own the home. They just need to have, so these are the requirements. It needs to be a residential home. We cannot report commercial property. We get that question fairly often. We can help build business credit. It's just personal credit. And you do need to have a formal lease agreement. So some of these handshake agreements wouldn't work. If you currently have a handshake agreement, I recommend just going to your landlord, drafting up a lease agreement, and uploading that. There is times where maybe you're renting from a family friend, but get that down on paper, because that is a requirement for us to be able to report. We currently, because of our unique verification method, we don't need to contact your landlord, which is a huge point. There should be no landlord involvement in this
We
process.
know some of these landlords, we know our landlords have the best interest for us, but sometimes they're too busy, or they may feel like it's too much of a hassle, or whatever the case may be, right? We know there's a lot of scenarios, guys. This is a really amazing way to just simplify the process. You don't have to stress and worry if they got the email. You don't have to constantly hit them up, and you probably don't even like your landlord. I don't know, the case may be, but they're making it really simple and really easy for you guys to get this done.
Absolutely. And so get the lease, upload it in our verification process. And right now, currently, because we report to Experian, we're unable to report any cash or money orders. But we're hoping that can change in the future. Right now, we have to shut that door for that payment verification. And I'm really sorry if that puts you in that category. I'm actually a renter who must pay by cash as well. What I recommend is, if you really want to be a part of Boom Report and get your rent payment reported, please contact us. We're happy to look into what we can do for you. And if you can move forward into some sort of digital payment, I would definitely say there's a high likely chance that we might be able to complete your rental verification. But it would involve manual landlord verification, which we don't usually do. But we are opening the door for Thailand's clients and for you guys to do it. This is not something we open up to necessarily the general public. Uh,
And make sure you guys, if that is the route that you're going, if you can message me or whatever the case may be when that time comes, if you've seen this video, please notify me so I can notify Liz as well. And we can make sure the communication process is really well, just to go into why they cannot. There are just certain rules and rules when it comes to the rent reporting and Experian, because of having the ability just to have them having all three is really, really well. So don't get discouraged if, you are in that category that she just mentioned, talk to me or talk to Liz, and we'll make sure definitely that we work something out so you can have these payments reported on your credit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're more than happy
Cool.
to work with you. Just communication is key here. So, like I alluded to earlier, there should be no landlord involvement because we are looking to really verify the lease information you uploaded. Make sure the lease that you upload includes your original move in date. If you need to, I know sometimes lease gets renewed. I would try to find that original lease or contact your landlord to get that updated so you can upload your lease. If you don't have it, again, we will try to contact your landlord if they're willing to do a verification. But we are a very automated process here, which allows us, again, just to give you guys an idea, what allows us to stay very affordable for you guys at this point. And then the other thing we do is a payment verification. We use Plaid to verify your rent payment history. And if you pay through a rental portal, you can actually link your portal in our system. It is optional, but it does help speed up the verification process. Plaid or your portal is going to ping us and let us know if that rent payment has been made. And so, if you're not familiar with Plaid, let me go over it because it is something that I think initially, as a consumer, I can understand people's hesitation. You want me to link my bank with all the
Okay.
issues around security. I completely
Right.
understand the apprehension here. So really quickly, let me tell you how this works. So with Plaid, and Plaid is used universally in the financial tech space. If you go here to learn more about Plaid, it's going to take you to their site and show you all the vendors they work with. You can actually even create a login with Plaid, and you'll be able to see what vendors are currently using Plaid to share certain information with. So we don't get access to any of your personal information from the Boom app. You're going to connect to Plaid. Plaid is already working with over almost all the banks that exist. There are a few banks that are excluded. And then Plaid will then send us the data that we request. And really, what we're looking for is parameters within your rent. So when you are linking this account, make sure it's the account you pay your rent from. If there's any sort of issues around us not being able to verify this information, like our team will contact you and we'll be in communication around anything that's needed. So make sure to link the correct number and email, best number and email that we can contact you at. A little bit more about our integration. If you are not familiar with Plaid, maybe now these screens ring a bell. It's what you use for Venmo. If you have an Albert or Chime, all of these companies are using Plaid to link this information. So this is within the Plaid flow. And then directly in our app, you're going to be able to see which banks you have linked at another bank. You can manage these banks, take them off. And then this is just our hub center where you can read some of our FAQs and contact us directly. Um, and then from here, the verification process should really be done, completed within 2 days of you signing up. So it's a very quick verification process because a lot of this is automated. So we'll send you an email, and then you can stay up to date on your app. This is usually done within 2 business days, but I would say failure to upload your lease or incorrectly linking the bank account, or if we're unable to flag all of your past payment histories, that will cause some delays in the process. But we will be in communication with you within 2 business days of you signing up to let you know where you stand. So once our team verifies it, we then data furnish for these bureaus. We then send them this information. And so each bureau does this in a slightly different manner. We can upload once a week right now, and that date is on Thursday. That's going to change in the future. We're hoping to do more uploads on a more frequent basis, hopefully daily. But with this, that will be for TransUnion and Equifax. Experian is still, very new to accepting rental payments. Again, we're one of only 2 companies that they're allowing this to happen with. They're only uploading and refreshing this data on the 10th and the 26th of each month. So if you were to sign up today on the 12th and we were to verify your rent today, which could very well happen. Sometimes it can happen as quick as the same day.
Yeah.
Your TransUnion and Equifax can get updated within 10 days, business days, but then Experian wouldn't most likely be updated to the 28th, 30th. So it's not that the information isn't verified, it's that we're unable to currently upload it to Experian except on those dates. So you may see some delays on that trade line, but it is coming. Um, and
Very powerful. Very
that's
powerful.
everything about Boom Report. And then I can quickly get into, and I won't go into too many details about Boom Split because we're in the waitlist period, but this is
Other videos soon on those guys. As soon as it comes out of beta testing and more accurate information and other things that will most likely be changed, we'll be talking about
absolutely.
that.
We'll hop on and share any updates we can with you, but it's very simple. It's this idea that, again, you sign up, we pay your rent currently to be eligible for Boom. Split is you do need to pay through a portal at least in the first year. So if you pay to an individual landlord who doesn't have a portal, you would be unable to join the wait list, and we would need to get that repayment back in the form of an ACH um, payment. So it's a very simple process. This is how it's working currently in our beta, and we are soon to release it. But Boom Split can be so powerful because it's going to allow you to more comfortably manage your finances throughout the month, because we know rent's pulled on the first. It's usually most bills are pulled from your bank on the first. And if you haven't correctly managed your finances the month prior to account for this, it can kind of put you in a bit of a bind. So this is just going to allow you to have more flexibility around your income and what you can do for that month. And then
Right.
just a little bit more about Boom. This is our team. I'm the head of operations here. Carol's from our engineering team. Rob is our co-founder CEO. And, we just have a great team of investors behind us, including the Plaid team, who is helping us within our integrations and making sure we're getting all of that information. We also have great reviews on the app, on Google social. People are loving what we're doing for them. And that's a lot of what I wanted to go over, and then I'm just kind of open for any questions that you have.
That is good, man. You know what? I hate to say I don't have questions because we've been we know about this so much, and we've talked about going more into details about specific things, Bill SB 1157, and other things that go on to rent reporting. We're actually about at the 45-minute mark here. We didn't want to make it too long because we know we can both go on about these
Yes.
things for a very long time. What I do want to say is the pricing point that you guys heard earlier, I will soon be having within my company a fundraiser or a program to come out of pocket for this myself through my company or through nonprofits. So still, once again, don't feel discouraged if, for whatever reason, this may not be the right time, or you want to plan into the new year or you're looking for a new place to leave. Please feel free to contact me, or fill out the form that will be in the next video, that you can click on and get more information and be on that waiting list. We plan to work together and do amazing things for the communities when it comes to rent reporting, and really letting people know how powerful it is, guys, because it's a game changer and it is not talked about in the level and detail that needs to be talked about. And if you're in California right now, we actually kind of have a law that's going around rent reporting, very special. Other states and other places are looking to have a law similar or working around something like that. But right now, California is the only current, I believe, and first place to have a law around rent reporting, guys. So it's getting really, really big. With that being said, I want to give another big thank you, Liz. Thank you for taking the time out to me on, our first partnership video, presenting to the public with just many more videos and a lot more information to come. I really look forward to it. And I hope everybody else looks forward to it as well, because we are definitely trying to take over that space. We are, this needs to be a basic requirement. You shouldn't have to figure this out in a rare case scenario when you're going to apply somewhere and somebody's giving you this option right now that, for example, once again, it's law in California. Most people should know this when they're looking at options for repairing their credit or getting history on their credit or whatever the case may be, guys. So thank you for tuning into this video. Thank you again, Liz.
Thank
We
you.
will be soon starting another video. We will keep you guys updated, and we want you guys to enjoy the day. Have a wonderful day. Veterans Day was yesterday. We're on a beautiful Friday. Enjoy the day and stay safe, guys.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Have a wonderful day.